First part of chapter 188 is exploring the notion of Jiva. Jiva is the sense of being an individual. And there are many words which refer to aspects of this. And these were all summarized in the last video. And this Jiva is the key notion which gives rise to an external world. We assume that there's an external world out there, but this is dependent on the assumption of individuality. And we're told that all these descriptions are based on the existence of the subtle body. This is the Ativahika. Though this illusory world appearance has thus been described, it does not exist. So it's somehow saying that this subtle body is the reality. The Ativahika is traditionally what transmigrates after death. It's the body which goes from one birth to the next. But let's see what it says about it here. The Ativahika body is but a subtle void. It does not arise and therefore has no need to cease. Yet in the field known as the infinite consciousness, countless universes will continue to appear. The subtle mental body reflects the universe as a mirror reflects an object placed in front of it. So the Ativahika is this subtle mental body, which is essentially some kind of primordial awareness that something is going on. I think what's happening here is a connection is trying to be made between the Jiva on a very subtle level and Brahman. I'm not sure it's necessary, but let's see how it gets on. At the end of the period following the cosmic dissolution, the Supreme Being thinks of the subtle body, the Ativahika, which arises in the infinite consciousness. This subtle body thinks of itself as Brahma, Virat, Vishnu, etc. Whatever the subtle body identifies itself with, that it appears to be. Though all these diverse entities seem to have been created, it is only an optical illusion, for nothing is ever created. Everything is but pure void which pervades all. It's like the voidness of a dream. Does a dream have more substance in one part than in another part? Is the mountain in the dream more substantial than the sky in the dream? Or are they both of the same nature? In other words, of the nature of dream. So we could say that nature of dream is the pure void which pervades all. The beginningless Brahman alone exists. However, on account of the fact that this cosmic subtle body entertains the notion that it experiences this diversity, such diversity seems to be uncontradicted truth. So the Ativahika can be understood here as consciousness as process. It's like the attention. The attention is moving around all the time from one thing to another. But the attention itself never varies. The attention has its own nature, its own intrinsic nature. It's the nature of awareness. This never changes. What the attention identifies with changes all the time. But the nature of the attention is unchanging, just like Newtonian space. So the attention is awareness as process. But the nature of the awareness is nothing to do with process. This is Brahman. This is the Ativahika. The Ativahika is the attention. It's the attention aware of diversity and of things that it can attend to, things that it can identify with. So this is consciousness as process, although consciousness isn't process. Consciousness is simply consciousness, Brahman. In this Ativahika body, there arise the thoughts or concepts of physical bodies and their component parts, concepts of birth, activity, etc., concepts of time, space, sequence, etc. I think we could also include motion, sequences, causal connections, and there's also motion. As also concepts of old age, death, virtue and defect, knowledge, etc. Having conjured up these concepts, the subtle body itself experiences the objective universe composed of the 5 elements as if it existed in reality. But all this is surely illusory, like dream objects and dream experiences. And you can realize the illusory nature of it by being established and appreciating your own sense of being. Be like the elephant in relation to the mosquito. You're not going to give the mosquito's bite any significance whatsoever. So this Ativahika body is the body of potential. It's the body which has the potential for all creation. It's like the ocean which has the potential for all these waves, which are not different from the ocean. So the Ativahika body is this potential to become a wave.